welcome back to another video. Well, today I am going to be doing conch soup. Alright, so this is the conch. It's a little bit over a pound of conch. It was already cleaned, but I'm going to cut it in small pieces because it's really muscular and it will take long to cook. I'm not going to pressure it. I am going to allow it to slow cook. And I have a little bit of green seasoning here, some garlic and pimento berries. My water is already on the stove boiling, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add all these here and then I'm going to cut the conch in small pieces. Alright, so this is how I'm going to cut the conch. As I said before, they were already cleaned. I bought them clean. So I'm going to butterfly it, just slice it into two like this, make it look like a butterfly, and then I'm going to cut it into small pieces. You can cut it in bigger pieces if you want, and of course you can always use the pressure cooker to reduce the cooking time. I'm just going to remove this from it. Alright, so this is the situation that I want here, and this is how I'm going to cut all the pieces that I have in small wedges. I'm going to further break them down like this big piece here. I'm going to cut it into two, and I'm going to add it. Once I'm through, I'm going to add it to the pot with the green seasoning, the garlic, and the pimento berries. And I'm going to allow this to cook for at least an hour before I add any other ingredients in the pot. I will show you the other ingredients that I will be using for the soup, and we will take it from there. Alright, so stay with me on the journey with this conch soup. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the conch here. I already cut it, and what I did, I washed it in vinegar and some lukewarm water. Right, so my pot is already boiling over there. It smells delicious. Guys, the green seasoning, you do not have to add it. I added it because it brings out the flavor in the soup, and I'm going to be adding different layers. So that is the first layer, and the garlic, it helps to tenderize the meat. So I'm going to add this to the pot now and allow it to cook for at least an hour. Alright, so this is the situation here. It smells so lovely. So I'll be adding the conch to this now. And as I said before, the green seasoning, it's optional. You do not have to add it. But I will recommend adding the garlic and the pimento berries because the garlic helps to tenderize the meat and the pimento berries add a little bit more flavor to it. So I'm going to cover this now and leave this to slow cook. I'm slow cooking it because I want the flavor from the meat to slowly release. Alright, as I said before, you can always use your pressure cooker to reduce the cooking time. Alright, so these are the other ingredients that I'll be using in the conch soup. The conch is cooked. It's been about 1 hour 15 minutes. I went ahead and prepared the vegetables and the other ingredients that I have. So I have a pound of pumpkin here. I have some corn here. This over here is Irish, good old Jamaican dumpling. I'm going to use it to make some spinners, as we call them. In this bowl over here, I have radish, carrot, bay leaf, of course, thyme, scallion, and 2 peppers. And right over here, I have some okra. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the pumpkin and the corn because those will take a little bit longer to cook, especially the corn. The pumpkin, really, I want it to give the pot some color and some flavor. So I'm going to put those in first, followed by the Irish potato, then the dumpling, and of course I'm going to be putting in the radish. The carrot is kind of going to go in a little bit last, just a little bit before the okra, because I like when the carrot is crunchy. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add these to the pot. As I said before, they were already washed, so this is what I'm going to do now. Alright, so I added a little bit more water to the pot, and I'm going to add the carrots to it. Not the carrots, I mean the pumpkin and the sweet corn to it. Alright, and I'm going to leave this for another 25 minutes to get the pumpkin cooked and I'm going to crush them. Alright, so that's the pumpkin and the corn. So next 25 minutes before I add anything to it. Alright, so the pumpkin and the conch is ready. I went ahead and I crushed the pumpkin. I'm going to show it to you in a while. So the other ingredients that I'm going to add will be the Irish potato, and of course I'll be making my spinach. Once I do that, I'm going to add them to the pot, followed by the turnip and the okra. Remember I said I'm going to put in the carrots last, really, because I like it crunchy. So if you don't know how to make spinach, you're going to take a little piece of the flour and you're going to roll it like this. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be doing with all of this. Once I'm through, I'm going to add them to the pot along with the Irish, and you will see what the pot looks like now with the pumpkin crush along with the conch. Alright, so this is what the pot looks like. This is the pumpkin and the conch and the corn. And I'm going to be adding the Irish potato. You can dice them in smaller pieces, or if you want, you can leave them whole. It depends on your preferences. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to be adding my little spinach to the pot now. So that's the situation there. Nice pot. I'm not going to add any more starch to it because I really don't want a heavy soup. I want it to be light as possible. Alright, and I'm going to be using the pumpkin flavored noodles in it. What I will do, I'm going to sieve the seasoning part of the noodle into the soup water, because I don't want the actual noodles in it itself, because I don't want it to be thick. That is additional starch. So when I'm going to do that, I'm going to show you. But right now, I'm adding my dumplings to my pot. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the turnip and the okra to the pot. See what it looks like. Has this nice yellow, close to orange color. This is really good pumpkin. So I'm going to add these now to it and allow them to cook. I'm also going to add my noodle. So as I said before, I am going to sieve the noodle in because I do not want it. I'm going to sieve the seasoning part of the noodle in, because I really don't want the noodles itself in there, you know. And when you're making soup, really, salt should be the last thing that you add, because we know that the noodle itself is salty, as the seasoning part of the noodle is salty. And this is pumpkin soup mix right here. So I'm going to combine this in here now. I'm going to add another pack to this. Alright, since I'm just using the noodle part of it. Alright, this smells, since I'm just using the seasoning part of it. Sorry guys. This smells like really, really great. I'd like to be in my house right now, trust me. So I'm going to give it a little taste test to see how salty it is. Alright, so I am going to add the other pack of noodle to it. Again, I'm going to sieve the seasoning part into the pot. And remember, I said I don't want it too thick, so that's why I'm not going to add the noodles themselves to it. Alright, so that is what I'm looking for there. I'm going to combine this, and this smells really good. Yeah, like this. I'm going to make conch soup more often, you know? Yes, this is what I really want. You see, because I am hungry, I'm going to be adding my carrots now, because actually the turnips, they really don't take a long time to cook, and I don't want the okras to be too soft. So I'm going to be adding my carrots to it, and my bay leaf, of course, along with the thyme thyme and the scallion and the pepper. Yes, when you're hungry sometimes, you know, this is what happens. So trust me, this looks nice, don't it? And it's really, really colorful, and that aroma is delicious. Trust me, you would like this right now. So I'm going to leave this to cook for another 10 minutes because I really want the herbs, you know, to flavor the pot, you know, to nicely infuse in the pot. Alright, so this is the situation here. I don't want it too spicy. I'm going to burst the yellow pepper a little bit, you know, just to release some of that spiciness in it. Right, so this is what I'm looking for here. I'm so anxious to drink this conch soup, and you are anxious too, right? So another 10 minutes right here, and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so this is the finishing product. It looks nice, don't it? Yes, and it smells nice too. So I'm going to turn off the flame. This took me approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes to cook. However, you can reduce your cooking time by using the pressure cooker. The pressure cooker will cut like 45 minutes out of that cooking time. Alright, so I'm going to share some of it, show you what it looks like, and if you want, you can come and join me for dinner. Alright, so this is the conch soup. Some said look nice, right? So this is the corn, and you can see the carrot, some turnip. This is the okra, dumpling, nice, and some pimento berries. Right, and if you notice, it is not that thick and it is not that watery. So this is what it looks like, and I'm going to enjoy it, and my family is waiting. They can't wait to have this. So please, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're interested in other videos. I have a lot more to come. So see you in the next video. Guys, hi everybody, welcome back to my kitchen, and it's time for another exciting video. So today I am going to be doing some conch soup. Alright, so it's the first time I'm going to prepare this soup, guys, but trust me, I think I have it in the bag. So what I'm going to do first, I have a little bit of green seasoning here, some garlic and pimento berries, and this is the conch. This is about a little bit over a pound of conch. It was already cleaned. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to butterfly it and cut it in small pieces, and then I'm going to cook it about for that's Alright, so these are the ingredients that I'm going to be putting in the conch soup. The conch is cooked, it's about 1 hour and 15 minutes now. I already gone ahead and prepared the other ingredients. So I have approximately a pound of pumpkin here. I have some sweet corns here. They have all been